Hello, this is Richard Wilson coming to you from the Family Offices Group, and today I want to talk to you about family office due diligence. And specifically what I'm talking about here is how, as a high net worth or ultra high net worth individual, you might do your own research and select a family office that's going to be right for you. Now, I'm coming to you today from Liechtenstein. I'm here to speak at a family office conference. I've been working in this industry for a long time, and I think I can provide some objective advice here on things you should consider while choosing a family office. This is a very big, long-term decision, so many things should be considered for your unique position and where you're coming from. And you might even want to hire someone, a consultant of some type, to make sure you select the right family office. Almost nobody does it. That's a little bit extreme, but make sure you choose one that's right specifically for you, and not only on these 5 or 6 bullet points I'm going to cover, but I do hope this helps. The first thing that I should mention before I get started here is that you might find that coming into a lot of wealth or running a big business that produces a lot of profits for you can be a relatively lonely place. It's kind of hard to ask your friends for advice on how you should manage your $20 million when maybe they're earning $70,000 a year working for a corporate giant in a cubicle. And it's just hard because it might be uncomfortable to talk about this with some people. And I think that's something that is really challenging for the industry. Family offices are secretive. Ultra wealthy people don't like to have salespeople coming after them all the time. They like to stay somewhat secretive or protected by gatekeepers. So it's kind of hard to get advice from people in the industry about just about anything. Beyond that, I think that the other thing important to mention before I get started here is that none of this really matters. You might as well stop the video right now if you don't know at all what you want out of a family office, because I'm going to talk about a few things you should look for that in general should be helpful, but everybody's needs are completely different. If you have assets in 20 different countries and you're looking to retire and get a lot of income, it's something that's really safe from your capital, your needs of a family office are going to be completely different than if you're a 31-year-old that just took their high-tech business public and you don't even have a family yet, and you have a very long time horizon for investing, and you only have assets in, say, Florida or London. It's going to completely change the type of family office that you're looking for. So think very long and hard about whether you want a family office that's very high touch or very low cost. Do you want one that has lots of bells and whistles and life management services, or do you want one that only manages your capital? And I would say that if you forget or not watch anything else I say in this video, the most important thing is to know exactly what you want and what's going to serve your needs most before you go meet with family offices. Meeting with family offices is like driving luxurious sports cars. If you're not sure what you want, the first one you test drive is going to seem excellent and you'll probably buy it that same day. The same can happen with family offices. Most of them are positioned in very nice offices. They're very experienced professionals. They can be very smooth talking. Their services can seem very impressive. So if you walk into a family office meeting not knowing what you really want or need, it's going to seem like the first one is a very nice fit for you. So you want to make sure you know exactly what you want and what you need. My next tip is that you meet with multiple family offices. You should probably do research and narrow down the universe of 10,000 plus family offices down to 5 or 7 that might be right for you. Probably look at least 3 or 4 that are very close to you geographically, so you can meet with them very often face to face. I think that's very important. And then try to narrow that down so that you meet with at least 3 of them face to face. It'd be great if you had the time to meet with 5 or 7 of them face to face. You can compare more of them to each other, but at least meet with 3 face to face. Don't meet with just 1 or 2, because many family offices are run completely different than other ones, and you can really get a feel for how serious they take their family office business and how dedicated or not dedicated they are long-term to serving their clients versus maybe turning a profit or just running an outsourced business model, and their office really is just a little one-room cubicle that's not going to serve you very well. So those are all important things. The next thing is probably one of the most important analyses you can do on a family office, and that is getting to know the people inside of it and doing kind of a character analysis on them. I think you should meet with the individuals once you narrow it down to 1 or 2 family offices. Meet with individuals who you'll be working with and the executives at the family office at least 3 or 4 times, and at least 2 of those times outside the office. And do kind of a wine test on them. Have a couple of glasses of wine over dinner with them or a beer and see if they start acting differently, see who they really are, see if they start talking about good things or bad things, and see if they're a family person like you, or if they have lots of things in common, like an interest in travel or in sailing or if they have completely different interests and they have no personality and they don't even seem like a real human being, that can make a big difference, because in a bad economy, during volatile moments, you have to trust this person and know them well enough that they're going to keep your best interests in mind. And I think the better they get to know you, the more they'll care about serving you well and having you as a client. And they'll see you almost as a peer business friend instead of just someone they want to take money from to increase their profits. So that's really important. Take them outside the office, meet with them for dinner, for lunch a couple times, for a cup of coffee, and just get to know them as real people, because they are real people. The last few tips: make sure that in doing your character analysis, you look for long-term bias, that they've invested in the success of the family office long-term. Make sure that you get references. Check with 2 or 3 references, both service providers and actual family office clients. And look at the number of years and experience of running the family office as an operation. Is it 2 years since it's been in business, or 10? And how many clients they've served during that time. More clients doesn't necessarily mean better, but it's important to know. Also, the last thing you should look for is the average wealth of the clients they serve. Do they serve $20 million clients or $200 million clients? Again, large isn't always better, but if they always serve $200 million clients and you're a $20 million fish, it might not work out so well for you in terms of attention. Thanks for joining me. This is my tips on family office due diligence. This is Richard Wilson, coming to you from the Family Offices Group here in Liechtenstein.